Hey there, MrAlgeBraun back, and we're doing another video of the day. So in yesterday's video, I covered how to find the midpoint if we're given two endpoints. In this one, it's a little bit tougher, step above what we did yesterday. And so in this video, we're going to have the midpoint and the endpoint, and now we need to find one of the endpoints, so the one that's not given. All right, so before I jump into that, I will remind you that I do stream live on Facebook. You can just search for @MrAlgeBraun Live. And the other thing right down here is my website. So if you're looking for a little bit deeper content on some lessons and follow that up with several examples, you can check out my website. I do give you a free gift, a free video just for checking that out. So head on over to MrAlgeBraun.com and take a look. So let's jump into our problem of the day. And so on this one, similar setup, but now we're given the midpoint right here. You can't see that pin, so let me fix that for you. There we go. So we're given the midpoint and we're given an endpoint, and we need to find the other endpoint on the other end of the line segment, okay? So we're still using this midpoint formula. Let me switch to blue here. And so we're going to use the blue part of the equation. Again, we set this up so that we are working two problems. The x is on the left and the y is on the right here. So we're following this original midpoint formula. So we want the x's and we set those equal to one another, and now we can use this equation to find what we're looking for. So in this case, we have the midpoint, which would be this point here, and we don't have the x sub 1, that would be this one, but we do have the x sub 2, okay? So we're going to fill in what we know. So x sub m would be the left side on the midpoint, so -2. We're going to put right here and set that equal to, the 1 is what we're looking for, so we're going to treat that just like any other variable, and we're going to write that as x sub 1 plus the x sub 2 would be 2, and we're going to divide that by 2. And so this now is set up. And so to solve this, let me maybe switch and do the work here in orange. No, orange is what I'm using on the other side. So let me use green. So I'm going to, since I'm dividing by 2, I want to multiply by 2 here. And what I do to one side, I do to the other. And so now this and this are going to cancel out. And I'm going to go ahead and flip this around and use some symmetry, symmetric property. And so x sub 1 plus 2 is going to equal then the math of this. So -2 times 2 is -4. And let me maybe use purple. So we're going to subtract 2. What we do to one side, we do to the other, and this cancels out. So x sub 1 is going to equal -4 minus 2 would be -6. And then let me switch over to blue, no, orange. And we're going to solve the y's now. So the y sub m I do have, that would be this 2 right here. So the y on the midpoint. The y sub 1 is what we're looking for. So this is going to stay as a variable. Plus y sub 2 would be the 8 right there, all over 2. And so we're going to do the same thing. We need to get rid of this all over 2. So we're going to multiply and undo the division. What we do to one side, we do to the other. And so this is going to cancel out. I'm going to flip this around again and show some symmetry. So y sub 1 plus 8 equals, and 2 times 2 is 4. Grab some purple here and subtract 8. What we do to one side, we do to the other. And so y sub 1, I fix that there, is going to equal -4. And so our midpoint, actually not the midpoint, our x sub 1 and y sub 1, so our first ordered pair is going to be -6, -4. And for clarification's sake, I would put an R in front, and that labels R as our point that's being discussed. So just like I did in yesterday's video, You do not need to use a graph, but I found this a good check. So if you take all 3 points again and graph them over here, then you can find out if maybe you made a mistake. This will kind of give you a clue or an indication that maybe you need to redo something. So we're going to take a look at this. Let me take the point that we ended with, so -6, -4. So -6, drop down 4 and put a point. And our midpoint should be at -2, 2. And 2, 8. And so again, what you're just doing here is getting a quick check on whether you did it correctly. And so if you connect the 2 endpoints, the main thing that I'm looking for is this dot on the line? If it's off the line, I probably made a mistake, okay? The other thing you can do is maybe take, and again, I'm trying to do this fast, you could take this point and measure out to the endpoint. So let me switch maybe to a pen here. This line segment should be the same as this line segment. You can use a ruler real quick to check it. I would just eyeball it and say, okay, that looks about right, because this whole part is an extra step anyway. If you really want to be detailed, you can plug into the distance formula, which I have another video of the day on that. You could plug these 2 points into the distance formula and find that, but it's going to take a lot longer. Again, I'm going for a quick check, and so this graphing idea would help you with that. All right, so that's going to bring this video to an end. I appreciate you watching. If you don't mind, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be putting out a video a day for the rest of the school year is my plan. So take one question. Again, you can submit a question at joe@MrAlgeBraun.com over that way on the video at the very top. So I will catch you on the next video.